Scerry Christmas!
Merry Christmas Eve!
We are playing Undead Nightmare, which is the DLC for Red Dead Redemption. I think you didn't know it was going to be.
No. I saw the intro, like the Rockstar. I'm like, didn't we play a game that was from them? And then you're just keeping quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes sense that it is the DLC for Red Dead Redemption.
Well, in this episode, ain't you a sweet little lady? Are you constipated? And why the long johns double cheek close up? Didn't need that.
It's in your face.
Thank you for coming back from our replay reviews. My name is Leah.
And my name is Kathy.
We are two friends who are here to replay, review, and analyze your favorite video games. And since Kathy has never seen the games before, it helps me view them through her fresh eyes, almost like I'm discovering them again for the first time.
We hope it'll be a similar experience for you.
So yeah, as we discussed, you had no idea this was going to be Red Dead, and I didn't want you to know because I wanted you to be confused. Because obviously John dies at the end of the game.
I was worried we'd have to see him die twice.
Thankfully not. So the timeline is after he gets back to his farm, but before the Pinkertons come and shoot him. So we start out seeing John return from an errand. I don't know about you, but I really enjoy just how committed they are to the theme in this game. Just the narration, the sound effects. Immediately, I'm invested.
It has that really radio type of horror story.
Mm-hmm.
The more you see it, the more unhinged it gets.
So we then see Abigail and Jack. They're having a nice, sarcastic, rainy day inside. When John gets home, he and Abigail discuss Uncle's whereabouts, during which we see a hand raising over the windowsill. And it seems like they kind of see it, but choose to ignore it. Again, fantastic. They're just leaning so into, like, the old, goofy horror.
The ignorance is at an all-time high.
Speaking of, I love that John comes in, he's like, things are getting weird out there. He's like, dogs are barking, birds are flying. It's like everything he said is completely normal, and it cracks me up. What's your next note? Mine is he scratching his butt? There's a moment it looks like he's just digging in.
Mine is about when Jack talks about the book he's reading.
Okay.
So, he talks about a story about the Aztecs and worshipping the moon and just weird things going on, which I know it's trying to foreshadow something, but I don't understand why John spaces out at that type of story. Is it that he's hearing something and it reminds him of something, or he's just so bored that he just spaces out?
This is what I wrote. John staring at Jack describing the book he's reading is heartbreaking. Because in that moment, I feel like he's just, yes, he's spacing out, but he's spacing out in a way where he's, like, admiring Jack. Like, he's just looking at him lovingly and being like, man, I love my son. Look at how happy reading makes him.
Oh.
And all this stuff. And to me, it was heartbreaking because it's like, he didn't get to enjoy that for very much longer. Next note.
When he kills Uncle.
Yeah. Okay, so first, they all go to bed. First of all, that bed is huge, is it not? They look tiny in that bed.
Yeah, you could fit, like, a dog in there. Massive dog.
But yes, so then Uncle comes barging into their room. Clearly a zombie. John grabs him by the throat and smashes a lamp into his head.
But how did Uncle get in? How did they know how to open doors and find the right room to attack?
I'm just going to chalk it up to muscle memory. Maybe he watched them sleep often.
I mean, it could have been prevented if they freaking locked the front door.
Unless he has keys. Like, how much do they remember? How much motor skills do they retain? When John runs out to get his gun, Abigail's attacked by Uncle. They come running out of the house.
Wouldn't the better decision have been John saying, I'll stay here, you go out and run and grab my gun? Or we're going to lock him in. Don't they realize that leaving your distressed wife in with a zombie thing, that's not a good idea. Why didn't she leave either?
I find it hard to believe his gun is out in the shed. Mm-hmm. You can't tell me this man doesn't sleep with his gun under his pillow.
So many questions.
Anyway, poor decisions were made. Everyone's outside. Uncle takes down Abigail. John kills Uncle. And then Jack shows up. and Abigail bites Jack.
So
Chaos.
many things could have been prevented. My goodness.
I think that's the point, though. I think it's kind of like making fun of or paying homage to, like, horror tropes. You know what I mean?
It's frustrating to watch.
So I think it's intended to be funny.
Mm-hmm. And this entire time, John and Jack are wearing matching long johns or little onesies.
At least it doesn't have the butt flap, but it doesn't prevent the zoom in. So we have to hog tie Abigail and Jack. First, there's enough when we're tying up Abigail, but then we tie up Jack, and it's like, hello.
Right up his butthole.
Is the camera going in between his cheeks? What's happening here? Okay, also, I don't know if you noticed when he was hog-tying Abigail, in the background you can see Jack chasing Rufus.
Oh, I didn't notice that. What?
Great little touch to add in there. So he brings his hog-tied family into the bedroom and brings some plates of food. And then he leaves to go find help in Blackwater.
Isn't he worried about his family leaving the house? Leaving the room?
I don't think so, because they're tied up.
Oh, okay.
So he must have great confidence in his not tying abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Guess who's back?
Oh my goodness. How did this guy make it so far amongst everything happening?
Oh, where he goes, trouble follows. It's McDougal. John wanders the streets until he runs into him. And they discuss what's going on. And I have to say the line delivery is impeccable. He's talking about all these things that he knows about. But of this, he says, I haven't got a fucking clue. Great. Perhaps better, though, is when he insists on walking down the street on his own, where a zombie Nastas attacks him. And that just feels good.
Mm-hmm. After he insults people and then he gets killed. I like it.
At a minimum. John finds another survivor in Blackwater.
Come out. I don't bite. Bad joke.
Sassy John is back.
He's back in full force. There are a number of eye rolls that the camera actually follows. So in this conversation, some things to note. She says, all the dead folk have come back to life, mister. And then if you can burn them, maybe you can put their souls to rest. And she asks him to especially kill her Uncle Mordecai.
I have to say, this chick is kind of creepy, though, the way she, like, clings onto John. I almost thought that she was going to pull past him, like, just kidding, I'm dead. And just bite his arm.
Yeah.
She's kind of creepy, the way she follows him.
Their whole family, by the sounds of it, is they're all kind of... You wouldn't want them to be your neighbors.
Nope.
So at the graveyard, we burn coffins and then burn all the zombies in there, including Uncle Mordecai, who I think when he pops out of his grave says, ain't you a sweet little lady? Which gives a little bit of a disturbing background as to why she wants him dead so badly. But with Uncle Mordecai dead and the graveyard cleansed, John heads back to Blackwater where he helps survivors clear the town. One survivor tells John it's the freak with the glass eye, and then someone else says no, it's a snake oil guy. Among other theories, and they say it's worse in New Austin.
So I don't understand what unique traits New Austin has that would have increased more undead people, but also how did they know this information?
It's all seeming like just fear speaking, and like there's nothing to back up any of what they're saying. So after this, John heads out in search of Wes Dickens and Seth. Okay, so on our way to New Austin, we stop in to see Bonnie. They have a nice long hug, and then she tells him that her father has been in the barn since yesterday. Bonnie.
I think she knows what happened to her dad.
100%. She knows. We find Wes Dickens at Fort Mercer peddling tonic until John threatens him into handing them out for free.
How is Wes Dickens alive? I feel like someone like him should have been the first few people dead.
Maybe his tonic really does work, Kathy.
Does it? We'll see.
I think not. But I love how John, he already knows Wes Dickens at this point, so he's like shutting down the BS before it even starts.
I appreciate that because Mexico John would have never done that.
Wes Dickens is peddling this saying like, oh, it keeps the zombies away. And he's like, it works, John, trust me. So they test it out, Turns out it's the exact opposite. It most definitely attracts zombies. But somehow Wes Dickens convinces John to gather some ingredients for him.
And I'm back to annoyed at John for helping Wes Dickens.
So he collects desert sage and then heads to find violet snowdrops, which are on the northern part of the map. However, on the way, he stops in an armadillo to see the marshal, who needs help locating his deputies. I think we knew how that was going to turn out.
No surprise there.
They're eating each other, and then John kills them.
I'm surprised that the sheriff is alive. I know he's a smart man, but how are these undead people not seeking their revenge on their sheriff, especially those who have been wronged or killed by him? I'm glad he's alive. I'm surprised he's alive, though.
So after helping an armadillo, John continues west in search of the violet snowdrops when he finds Seth.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, buddy.
This guy.
So Moses is back.
Yes.
And they're playing cards together.
I'm confused how and why Moses isn't immediately attacking Seth. Is it that Seth feels like one of their own?
This whole thing must be Seth's, biggest dream come realized. So Seth is not wanting to be helpful, and is trying to get Moses to attack John.
Moses, get him. Go.
Yeah. Get me, Moses.
And that just makes Seth pause in the middle of his step. But I love how John isn't afraid. What's the worst that could happen? I could take him on.
So in the end, Seth does at least suggest clearing out the graveyards, so we leave him, we go farther north, gather the flowers we need. Then we return to Wes Dickens, clearing out graveyards on his way, as Seth suggested. And then when we find Wes Dickens, he's being pursued by a zombie.
He looks so pathetic, trying to get back in his thing while trying to fight off a zombie person. And really, John's in no rush to shoot the zombie and help Wes Dickens. This is so John's natural response compared to what we've seen him in Red Dead Redemption. And I love this for John. I love how he's able to just hold off from helping someone and just enjoy the moment of someone struggling.
Props to the writers for John's character being a bit more, he knows what he's doing and he's a little bit more lighthearted because he's got his family back. Yeah, there's zombies, but he's not being held at gunpoint to do other people's biddings, and you can tell, it shows. Well, of course he sends John to go get something else. And then we move on to scene 5. John cleanses the tumbleweed cemetery before returning to Seth. What's wrong with him? Now there's a whole dance party. Where is he collecting these zombies?
That was my note, which is how and from where and why aren't they attacking him?
There's a lot of questions here, and they're all good questions. Speaking of questions, when John appears angry as any sane person would, Seth asks him, "Are you constipated?"
That's such a Seth answer, though, or a Seth question.
Right?
Just, where is this question coming from?
It makes me think that Seth is constipated often, and it makes him angry, frustrated at the very least.
He has hemorrhoids.
If he doesn't, he's gonna, because he swallowed the glass eye.
Oh my gosh. How? I thought he was going to choke and die.
It looked like it for a second there. So we press him again, and we finally get some info out of him. He blames this whole thing on an Incan or Aztec curse and says, "Go to Mexico."
No.
Yeah, I think Seth's just on cloud 9 right now. He doesn't know what the hell's going on, but he's enjoying it.
Well, he's finally getting the attention of, in parentheses, women. And so...
Why do I still feel bad for that zombie?
anyone around his company, we feel bad for.
Okay, final scene. I find another Horse of the Apocalypse, which I forgot to note the first one. But there's a lot of cool, supernatural elements to this game, side content-wise. And one of those is the 4 Horses of the Apocalypse. John then heads to the location, Riley's Charge, where Wes Dickens said to find parts. He gets the parts, delivers them to Wes Dickens. I also love that Wes Dickens is on all fours.
Oh my gosh.
underneath the carriage, and John's just like, get out here. He's just over it, but Wes Dickens looks ridiculous.
I mean, when does he not look ridiculous?
I know. I feel like they just doubled down, though, in this game. Probably to no one's surprise, Wes Dickens was run out of town, as people are blaming him for all the zombie uprising that's happening. And he plans to go to Mexico because he's heard things are calmer there. All roads lead to Mexico.
As long as he can immediately kill Elena and the Santo, I'm cool with that.
You were so close on both those names, but incorrect. Allende and DeSanta.
Oh!
It was fantastic. So that's part 1 of Undead Nightmare. I'm sure you can all tell I am enthused to be talking about this game. I'm having a great time. How are you feeling? It's a good horror game, right? It's not too icky.
I wouldn't even say it's a horror game. I think this is just DLC with some fun, absurd 90s horror sitcom included.
Somehow it fits so well with... The main game's interesting because it's kind of like spaghetti western on half of it, but the other half is like really serious and emotional. And somehow it worked. And then somehow this works. Somehow a zombie apocalypse in the Wild West just works.
It helps that this is John's natural state, and I like seeing him like this. If I had started with seeing John here and then seeing him in Red Dead Redemption, I'm going to be like, what happened, John? It's refreshing to see how he should be.
Scerry Christmas Eve. Part 2 will be out tomorrow. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully everyone's having a good
Christmas.
Good December.
Yes. Stay tuned as we wrap it up tomorrow. Audacity on 1, 3, 2, 1.
Thank you for listening, and don't forget to send in any questions, comments, or game suggestions. You can find all our contact info on our website, replayreviewspod.com, or contact us directly through our site.
Did we completely miss something? Are we way off the mark? Or you just want us to take a deeper look at anything from the game? We'll tackle any topics you all want to hear in our season wrap-up episode.
We also have a Reddit where we discuss anything we're curious about. Go take a look and let us know what you're thinking. Our theme music is Condemned by Eggy Toast. They'll play you out, and we'll be back next week.